The stitches for the body of the bee are the same as that for the body of the butterfly. We'll crochet the body of the butterfly for demonstration. Please make the body of the bee in the same way, with corresponding yarn by yourself. We'll demonstrate how to crochet the butterfly's body. Work into a magic ring. Wrap the yarn around your fingers like this. Make loop around your middle finger. And pinch the crossover of the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Insert hook into the loop on middle finger. Hook the yarn and pull up loop. A magic ring is formed on middle finger. In round 1, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work 6 single crochets. Finally, work 1 slip stitch to join this round. Work 1 chain stitch first. Yarn and hook, and pull through the loop on the hook. That's 1 chain stitch. As a beginning to raise a height, the chain stitch will not be counted into the number of stitches. Then work 6 single crochets. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull up loop. 2 loops on the hook now. Yarn and hook, and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. That's a single crochet. Such a V shape stands for 1 stitch. Place a marker in the first stitch. Through the underneath of the 2 loops of the V shape. Okay. Work 5 more single crochets in the same way. Insert hook into the magic ring. Hook the yarn and pull up loop. Yarn and hook, and pull the yarn through both loops and hook. Keep working the remaining single crochets in the same way. Six single crochets are done, so there are 6 V shapes. The loop on the hook is not counted as 1 stitch. Okay. Remove the loop from the finger. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the first stitch to join this round. Pull the yarn tight when working slip stitch. remove the marker, and insert hook into this marking stitch. Yarn hook and pull-up loop through the stitch. Then pull the first loop through the ranging loop and hook. That's one slip stitch. Round 1 is done. In round 2, start with 1 chain stitch. Then work 1 single crochet, 3 increases, and 2 single crochets in turn. Finally, end with 1 slip stitch. Work 1 chain stitch first. Yarn and hook, pull the yarn through the loop and hook. Next, work 1 single crochet. Insert hook into the first stitch. Hook the yarn and pull-up loop. Yarn and hook, pull through both loops and hook. Mark the first single crochet. Next, work 3 increases. Increase means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Now work the first increase. We need to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. 1 single crochet is done. Then work 1 more single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, that's 1 increase. Then work 2 more increases. We need to work 2 single crochets in each of the following 2 stitches. Three increases are done. Then work 2 single crochets. Finally, skip the snip stitch of last round and the chain stitch of this round to work 1 snip stitch in the marking stitch. Remove the marker. Insert hook into this marking stitch. Hook the yarn and pull-up loop. Then pull the first loop through the second loop and hook. That's 1 snip stitch. Round 2 is done. In round 3, start with 1 chain stitch, and then work 9 single crochets. Finally, end with 1 snip stitch. Pay attention to the yarn's tightness during crocheting. If it's too loose, the stitch holes becomes too large, so the overall appearance of the fabric will be affected. If it's too tight, we can't insert the hook through the stitches easily. Work 1 chain stitch first. Yarn and hook. Pull the yarn through the loop and hook. Then work 9 single crochets. Namely, work 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. Finish 9 single crochets in total. Insert hook into the first stitch. Hook the yarn and pull up loop. Then yarn and hook and pull through both loops and hook. Place the marker in the first stitch. Continue to work the remaining 8 single crochets in the same way. Flip over the fabric like this. This is the front. This is the back. Continue work one more single crochet. Okay, 9 single crochets are done. Finally, skip the snip stitch of last round and the chain stitch of this round to work one snip stitch in the mark stitch. Remove the marker. Pull the yarn tight when working snip stitch. Insert hook into this marking stitch. Hook the yarn and pull up loop. Then pull the first loop through the second loop on the hook. That's one snip stitch. Round 3 is done.